So I really wanted to do a post about A Little Life, the book. I've seen so many TikToks about it, and which kind of prompted me to read it in the first place. But I got through the entire book, and I absolutely loved it. I saw a lot of people post about how it should have trigger warnings, how it's emotionally depressing, how it's something that you have to be really strong going into, but I didn't really necessarily agree with that. I do think that it has some really sensitive topics, but I think just reading the back of this book, you would really understand that. But I really did think it was a beautiful book that showed the nuances of human experience. If somebody goes through abuse and trauma, it's not so black and white, and I really think that this book did a good job of that. But anyway, the it's not just a book review that I wanted to post about. What I really wanted to talk about was the this idea of the axiom of equality, and how whatever we are, whatever we're born as, is something that we always are. X always equals X, and that was Jude's thing. He really used that to reinforce the idea that he was born for a life of suffering and humiliation. And so I was thinking about this, and I'm currently teaching The Great Gatsby with my students, and I'm looking at the last lines in The Great Gatsby. And so we beat on, boats against the current, born ceaselessly into the past. And I immediately was like, oh my gosh, A Little Life, Axiom of Equality. And it's interesting because I really do think that these two authors had the same idea here. Born ceaselessly into the past. Does that mean we can't change? Does that mean that no matter what, we are always going to go back to our roots, to who we are, who we were born as? Personally, I don't think this to be true. I mean, my own story is kind of proof of that. There's always the past that is part of who you are, but in terms of change and growing and all of those things, I don't think that that's necessarily true. What are your thoughts?